My name is Ed Quigley. We've been farming at this location since 1982. Currently, we're milking almost 400 cows, and we farm about 800 acres. We settled on this location in 1982 after operating about a year in Venango County, northwestern Pennsylvania. Our operation would probably be considered a conventional type dairy operation where we harvest alfalfa grass for haylage. We store it in bunk or trench silos. We grow most of our corn for the production of corn silage. Our first objective when we're harvesting corn in the fall is to meet our corn silage needs, and thereafter then we put some corn up for shell corn. We're farming about 850 acres. 500 of those acres are corn, and 250 acres are alfalfa grass, and the remainder is just a straight grass mixture. Probably the most important consideration that we've had is, from the very beginning was that we could not be average, that we had to be in the top 10 percentile above average or we wouldn't survive. It was apparent too from the beginning that we needed to get bigger and we needed to get a whole lot more efficient. So in 1981, when we first started, we started with 22 cows and began adding cows from that point on, so that when we built our dairy barn in 1996, we had moved up to about 300 cows, and since then we've moved up to a milking herd of about 400 cows. We had to maximize production on every acre of ground. Currently, with 850 acres, our objective is to produce about 8 tons of dry hay per acre, and we're trying to achieve about 30 tons of corn silage per acre. The state average is probably somewhere around 20 tons of corn silage and probably about 5 tons of hay. So we're producing above average. In terms of cow management or dairy management, I had to learn that from scratch. I didn't grow up on a dairy farm, and so that I never milked a cow until I owned cows, and started out cold from scratch. But I was very attentive to the science and to people, consultants and so forth. Read all that I could, learned by talking to others and mentors, and we knew that we needed to master dairying as well as crop production. So we had some bumpy roads, some setbacks along the way, but within 5 years or so, we started to pull that together pretty well, and our herd started to produce well. We have not had crop insurance every year, but we've had crop insurance most years, and we realized early on that if we did have a dry year or a non-productive year, that we needed some way to sustain our production, sustain the needs of the dairy herd, through that off year. I mean, we have, I guess, a lot of hedges against dry weather and droughts with our cover crops and our no-till production and that kind of thing, but Mother Nature still will withhold some rain at times, and we've got to sustain those dry years. I can remember some years where we looked at corn that was only maybe 4 or 5 feet high and didn't come close to meeting our feed requirements. We've had to learn to maximize every acre of ground that we have and get maximum production. And then whatever, if we have some off years where we don't get enough rainfall, then we're buying hay or buying some silages. I guess what we had to learn early on starting out was that we had better be prepared to work hard, work long, when we were knocked down, get back up, just have a lot of tenacity, just be driven by a passion, be goal oriented, and just look ahead and don't waver.